You talked about discrimination. What sort of discrimination did she experience, and what is the situation of discrimination with people who experience mental health?
Well, in general, it's like you can't really analyse a person's mind unless you're in their mind to a certain degree, or unless they give you explicit access. And to be honest, there was always a part of her that was closed away from everyone. And I don't think the doctors really understood that as such either, because she was open, very open, but there's always that little part of you that you keep locked away, and and in the sense where she did not feel understood by the hospital in terms of what she wanted or what she felt was best for her in her course of treatment. And to be honest, when she did mention it, it was more laughed upon because it was more esoteric, if you want to put it that way, or more natural, more homeopathic, more holistic. If we can use those words, and she didn't really feel understood by the hospital because they would just throw medication at the situation, and a lot of the medication, like I said, was pretty experimental, and in that sense I felt she was discriminated against because she knew what she wanted for herself in a certain degree. At certain times, some of the stuff obviously was a bit okay, but in general she knew what she felt was best for her and what she wanted, and it wasn't granted by the hospital as such. And I think what it was in a sense is that they kept reminding her that she's got a problem, you have this issue, this, that and the other. And the last thing when somebody's trying to better themselves, to be honest, is reminders of things that you wish to de-associate yourself with. Not to say that it doesn't exist, but to have the thing in your head that you can't manage this by yourself, you need us, and that kind of aspect of things where you make a person feel helpless in a certain degree. It's not like, oh, you can't take care of yourself, we have to take care of you, kind of thing. That in a sense I found was quite discriminatory, because like I said, everyone, I believe, has the right to decide what is right for them, and what course of treatment is best for them. One person, if they sprain their ankle, one person might choose deep heat treatment, while for another person they might want ice treatment. It's down to the individual. And to a certain degree, I feel that a lot of people with mental health, to a certain degree, don't really get that option. It's like, this is what we suggest is best for you, and take it or else. Yeah. And like I said, to be honest, the last time that Shereen was on medication, they moved her from tablets, even though she didn't like taking them, she didn't take them, and I can understand that, but they forced her onto injection medications, and even through that they didn't really apply it the way that she wished. And those contributing factors, in a sense, like I said, it has an effect on someone's mind state as it is, let alone them having to deal with the illness or whatever that's been diagnosed.
What about discrimination in general society, like how the community, how her community treated her, maybe some people that she knew, people that heard about that she was experiencing certain things? Well,
in terms of the people that was in her everyday life, I can actually say there was no hint of them treating her any different. She was very loved, very well accepted. Like I said, in general, she was a very positive beacon of light, should I say. She was very positive. One of her quotes was like, kill him with kindness. She wasn't a negative person at all. She didn't bring negative energy to anywhere that she went. So in the everyday circle, people was aware of the issue but didn't really treat her as such. But people on the outside, I didn't really meet a lot of people in the time that I was with her. I met 3/4 of the people that knew her at her funeral. A lot of them I never saw in the last 3 years, and a lot of them that I did speak to, was like, oh, I was there before she was diagnosed, and then after she was diagnosed I went off and done my own thing because she was such and such a way. When to be honest, I was like, well, kind of made me scratch my head a little bit in terms of what a real friend is, because the reason why we had a great relationship, or should I say, she loved me as such, is that I loved her when she was high, when she was normal, when she was low. I didn't really see a border in that as such, and that's what true friendship, I believe, is based on. You accept the person high, medium, low. And like I said, a lot of people that I thought, who I met at the funeral, I had not seen before. you know, and they was there before before she was diagnosed, or when they found out she was diagnosed, then obviously they just kind of fell off and then done their own thing, which I felt was quite unfair. And like I said, that's another contributing factor to adding to one's, you know, negative mind state in a certain degree, feeling that distance being created between them and other people.